Page 5 now. The scourge of illegal immigration in the nation's most populous state, in California. Unfortunately, for the few remaining sane and constitutional residents of that state, SB 54 is moving ahead in the state legislature. SB 54 would effectively turn the entire Golden State into a lawless sanctuary for illegal immigrants. However, it is facing some resistance from some in law enforcement in California, including the sheriff of Los Angeles County. And so he is now being targeted by the pro-open border radicals. Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat, Morgan Murtaugh. And Morgan, we'll get to the sheriff in just a second. But first, just south of Los Angeles in San Diego County, an example of what the sheriff and Team Trump are trying to stop.
Yeah, the state of California is frustrating right now, Graham. You may remember back in April, 7 undocumented immigrants were injured in Southern California when their car crashed during a Border Patrol pursuit. Well, call it deja vu. Another Border Patrol chase in San Diego resulted in 3 deaths yesterday.
Border Patrol says they were chasing this vehicle because they ran the plates and realized it was connected to a wanted murder suspect and a human smuggling operation. 2 people were killed instantly and 2 others were seriously injured. One of those people ended up passing away at an area hospital. The other tonight remains in critical condition. At this point, Border Patrol is not saying if any of those people involved was the murder suspect they were searching for. They're also not releasing any details in that investigation, including whether or not this was a local case or an international investigation. All they are saying is that all of this remains under investigation.
Not too far from that drama, we have Romulo Avelica, the father who was detained by ICE in Los Angeles earlier this year. Avelica was released yesterday, so it looks like he won't be deported after all.
That an LA father is now allowed to stay in the United States after he was set to be deported Monday. Romulo Avelica's story made national headlines when he was picked up by ICE agents back in February while dropping his daughters off at school in Highland Park. On Monday, he was granted a stay while his case got a second look. The deportation order arose from misdemeanor charges dating back 20 years. The 49-year-old has been in the U.S. for nearly 3 decades.
And the icing on the cringeworthy California immigration cake for the week, the battle for California to become a sanctuary state continues.
SB 54 is the so-called sanctuary state bill. It would limit the information that law enforcement could share with federal immigration agents. The bill would prevent ICE agents from coordinating transfers of prisoners directly from jails.
SB 54 will give our community a sense of safety in their interaction with local law enforcement.
The bill is opposed by the California State Sheriff's Association, which says it could endanger the public and protect violent criminals. The sheriff says if ICE agents can't transfer prisoners from jails, the alternative would be worse.
They're still going to do their job. Although they can't get in the jail, they're going to look for whoever their target is in the community. When they do that, they're going to make collateral arrests of people who are not their target but are undocumented.
And several groups filed a lawsuit yesterday against the sheriff to compel disclosure about any interactions with the Trump administration about SB 54.
We have law enforcement saying one thing and liberal activists saying something else. Frankly, I'm not sure exactly how letting undocumented immigrants being released from jail back into the community provides anyone with a sense of safety and security.
Of course it doesn't. It's a violation of federal law, and it's a violation of our sovereignty. It's a violation of common sense. But back to the San Diego incident real quick. This is exactly what Team Trump is trying to prevent. These Border Patrol agents put their lives on the line every day because of these people who are violating our sovereignty down on the border. And sometimes they get beyond the border and they're involved in these sometimes deadly chases that put innocent Americans' lives at risk. And the LA case. This is ridiculous. This is a net result of Barack Obama and DACA, because what Barack Obama did was he obliterated federal law. He lowered the bar. So, in other words, if you allow certain people to violate the law and get away with it, then it's, of course, going to be applied to other people. He knew this was going to be happening. He knew this was going to be insidious in terms of how it ate away at our civil society.
Yeah, Graham, my biggest concern of all of this is what message is this going to send to all the people getting removal orders if they can just, you just get a removal order, you don't show up for your removal, and you just can stay forever.
Well, as far as the LA sheriff is concerned, Good for you. Hold your ground, Sheriff. As Gandhi said, the lone voice in the wilderness is not necessarily wrong, and certainly in this case, Sheriff of LA County is not wrong. He is correct. Morgan, thanks.